Hi, so in this video we're going to continue looking at the loci of complex numbers. In particular, we're going to look at the locus of a half-line, and then we're going to find the Cartesian equation of that half-line. So we're given that in this statement the argument of z minus 2 plus 3i, where z is a general complex number and this is a fixed point, is equal to 2 pi over 3. We've been asked to sketch its locus and then to find the Cartesian equation of that locus. Okay, so if we begin with a property we found in a previous video, where the argument of z minus z1 is equal to theta, well, we have the argument of z minus the z1, and to make the z1, we'll use brackets. We need a positive 2, because then this becomes a negative 2, and a negative 3i, because when you multiply this negative by this negative, we get this positive, and this will equal the argument of 2 pi over 3. So we can see then that z1 is located at the point 2, negative 3, where 2 is your real part and negative 3 is the imaginary part. So we'll plot this on our Argand diagram. So it'll be somewhere around here. We'll call this z1 at point 2, negative 3. And then we need to show the argument of 2 pi over 3. And we know that the argument always comes from a direction parallel to the real axis. So 2 pi over 3 would be about here. So the half line then would go from z1 in this direction. But we know it cannot be equal to z1 because then the theta would not be 2 pi over 3. I'll include that on our diagram. Okay? And this half line would go on forever in this direction, but it wouldn't go beyond this point. Because if it did, the argument would no longer be 2 pi over 3. Okay? So that's the sketch of a locus. For part B, find the Cartesian equation of this locus. Well, if we say let z be equal to x plus iy, then we substitute this back into our equation, we have the argument of x plus iy, and then minus the 2, plus the 3i, will equal theta, which we know is 2 pi over 3. So in this bracket now we've got a collection of real and imaginary parts, and we can group them together. So we've got the argument of x minus 2 plus I lots of y plus 3. And this will equal 2 pi over 3. So what this is telling us then is that as we go across in a positive direction on a real axis, we're going across by x minus 2. And you can see that as we go across in a positive real axis, we're going down in the imaginary axis. So then we're going down, or a negative, lots of y plus 3. And here we've got a right angle triangle. And then we can work out this angle using angles on a straight line. So this would be pi over 3. So then from this right angle triangle, we can create another equation using the tan of this angle. So the tan of pi over 3 will be equal to the opposite side, negative y minus 3, over the adjacent side, x minus 2. We can work out the tan of pi over 3 as root 3. So this will be negative y minus 3 over x minus 2. And then we can move this x minus 2 to the left-hand side. So we've got root 3 lots of x minus 2 will equal negative y minus 3. From this point, we can expand these brackets out. So we've got root 3x minus 2 root 3. And then move this negative 3 to the other side. So positive 3 will equal negative y. And then we can multiply both sides by negative 1. So y will equal negative root 3 x plus 2 root 3 minus 3. and this would be the equation of this half line. But we need to state that x must be less than positive 2. Because if x was greater than positive 2, the half line would be over here, which would again change its argument. So we need to make this stipulation here, okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you did find that helpful, please like and subscribe, and you can download the full lesson and worksheet from my website, missmathematics.com. There's a link in the description below. Thanks again, and take care.